Hello everybody and welcome back to another reading, I keep doing that, of The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. Okay, we are returning to Ocarina of Time just to explain the adult victory timeline. This is the timeline where the adult Link remains an adult and lives the rest of his life as the hero of time. And that will go into, and this I think could use a lot of games between Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. I think that'd be really cool, you know. I'd especially love to see. The story of the hero of time is a really big thing in Wind Waker, obviously with the opening intro. But yeah, that's something to be seen. Well, you'll probably understand as I read through this. Did it again. Okay. The Hero of Winds and a New World. Ganondorf the Thief had attained the Triforce of Power and transformed into the Demon King Ganon. The Hero of Time successfully sealed away his foe. Victorious, he then departed to his original era, and purity began to return to the world once more. However, Hyrule's troubles continued. Oh, did I screw that up? Oh yeah, no, this is the adult era. Yeah. Okay, did not screw it up. Yes, this is the adult. I don't know why. Kind of confusing, but whatever. The Hero of Time's return. Upon returning to his original era, Link replaces the Master Sword in its pedestal to bring his beloved horse Epona back to Lon Lon Ranch. So that is a big difference there. The hero returns to his original era. With the help of the sages and the Hero of Time, Princess Zelda sealed away Ganon and returned Link to his original era. To ensure that the Sacred Realm could not be reopened, she put the Master Sword back in its pedestal and closed the door of time. The passage between eras was sealed, and the Triforce of Courage continued its slumber somewhere in the land. Many years later, the purification of Hyrule. Dark clouds that gathered over Hyrule parted, and the light began to return to the world. However, once enough time had passed that the deeds of the Hero of Time had faded into legend, and the creeping hands of evil beset the kingdom once more. So yes, the Hero of Time is a legend. It actually exists in this timeline. I'm just doing this because just to explain something. Because I know I'm doing this more in the straight read through. I'm just doing this for context because a big part of this book is being a part of the fandom. Like this book's supposed to celebrate the fandom. When I'm done with, you know, since we're paused here, I might as well talk about this. I was actually having a discussion with with a friend of mine the other day, and we're talking about about if there's gonna be a volume 2 of the Hyrule Historia, and we're both really for it. And he was saying he's feeling like it'll come out soon. I was saying it'd be cool if it came out for the 30th anniversary, because that's next year for The Legend of Zelda. The game came out in 1986, so it would make a lot of sense to me, especially once Zelda Wii U comes out. I think that'd be a cool idea to go with the release of Zelda Wii U. So yeah, you know, I guess it's not as long as the story as I thought it'd be, but you know, the deeds of the Hero of Time are passed on as legends. Even the eras after the Kingdom of Hyrule vanished from the earth, the legend of the Hero of Time and the kingdom where the power of the gods slumbered continued to be passed on from generation to generation. From the hero's green garb to the details of his departure, the events of the story were handed down in the form of a scroll, becoming a legend from a bygone era. We are in the era without a hero, the Wind Waker. The charm of the royal family, a charm honed from the Gotham Stone, passed down by the royal family since ancient times. It has been given by the King of Hyrule to his daughter, the princess. Members of the royal family can converse telepathically via the stone. It continues to be careful, handed down in the present era, known to its bearers as the Pirate's Charm. Princess of Zelda and her retainers. If you played Wind Waker, I'm sure they look familiar to you. The Pirate's Charm. Ganondorf is resurrected in the era without a hero. Ganondorf, formerly sealed away, crawled up from the depths of the earth and shrouded Hyrule in darkness once more. The prayers of the people were in vain, and the hero never appeared. Out of hope and out of time, King Daphne's Nohansen, Hyrule made his decision. He would entrust the fate of the kingdom to the gods. Sometimes that's all you can do. The gods decided to steal. Here's King Daphne's Hanson Hyrule. Man, say that 3 times really fast. The gods decided to seal Hyrule away. The gods which chose of the kingdom's subjects would ascend to the new land, telling them to be able to escape the tallest mountains. They then flooded the world, sinking Ganondorf and the Hyrule to the bottom of the ocean and sealing them away. Centuries later, even though the king was sealed, the princess took a piece of the Triforce that had been broken in two by the king and managed to escape to the mountains, to the ocean's surface, with several of her retainers. And you know what they become. Okay. Writing system in the era without a hero. One of the scripts used in the eras in which the Hylians used. The same characters are still used in New Hyrule hundreds of years later in the era of the Great Sea. It is possible to decipher the writing system using the chart at right to match each character with the Japanese alphabet. And this is the same character set that is used in on the Wii U gamepad. I think I gave the translation to the gamepad message a while ago, but if I didn't, it's something to look up. There is a thread I've seen on the internet that explains it. The one kid was nice to take the time to translate. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about the limited edition Legend of Zelda Wii U bundle that came with a special gamepad where there was writing in this text all around the corners, and it had a little Triforce, and it was beautiful, and a friend was lucky enough to get one. I'm sure I mentioned that too, but next page. We are now in the era of the Great Sea, the Wind Waker. Ganondorf's repeated resurrections. The Forsaken Fortress. The resurrected Ganondorf's base of operations is crawling with huge number of demons. The Forsaken Fortress. So it's all cool. Little context this time. Ganondorf's plots. Hundreds of years have passed, and Ganondorf, who should have been sealed at the bottom of the ocean along with Hyrule, was resurrected once again. He gave an order to his minions to attack the Wind and the Earth temples, killing the 2 sages whose prayers gave the Master Sword the ability to destroy evil. Upon emerging from the sea, he turned the Forsaken Fortress into his base of operations and began his search for Princess Zelda, a descendant of the royal family who possessed the Triforce of Wisdom. And this is my favorite design for Ganondorf, by the way. Tetra and the Pirates. See, don't they look familiar? The girl with the blood of the royal family and the pirates. King Daphne's Hanson Hyrule, ordered by the gods to put an end to Ganondorf's ambitions, awoke from his slumber. His spirits took up residence in a small red boat known as the King of Red Lions, and he began searching for the new hero and the descendant of the royal family. The descendant he sought had grown up as the leader of the group of pirates. Known as Tetra, she had spent her life sailing the seas. A map of the world in the era of the Great Sea, and that's Windfall Island. The continent that once contained the land of Hyrule has sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and only islands remain. Aside from the Hylians who rule over the realm, a small number of peoples whose veins flow the blood of the Kokiri, Goron, and Zora tribes yet survive. Very cool stuff. Adventure brought by the wind. The kidnapped girls. Princess Zelda, whose veins flow the blood of the Hylians, possesses their characteristic long ears. The ominous birds seek out girls who share this trait and carries them off to the Forsaken Fortress, such as Link's little sister Ariel, and the other kidnapped girls are actually pretty cool in the story elements wise. The Wind Waker. In ancient times, the Wind Waker was a baton used to play songs that served as prayers to the gods. The boy meets the King of Red Lions. Link enters the Forsaken Fortress. In order to locate Princess Zelda, Ganondorf took control of the ominous bird, kidnapping girls from all around the sea. In the midst of this villainy, the King of Red Lions discovered a boy named Link from Outset Island who had infiltrated the Forsaken Fortress in an attempt to rescue his kidnapped sister, Link of Outset Island. The boy from Outset Island proves his courage. The King of Red Lions decided to gamble the future of Hyrule on the courage of Link, the boy who was trying to rescue his sister. He bestowed the Wind Waker upon Link, which had been passed down by the royal family, and the two set off on their adventure. Link receiving a pearl from each god that watched over the land, Link raised the Tower of the Gods and found himself proving his courage in a great trial. Link and the King of Red Lions. The customs of the hero of time on Outset Island. On Outset Island, where Link lives, it is customary for boys who reach a certain age to don green garb in celebration of the hero of time. The green clothes are meant to imitate the legendary hero, and thus they symbolize the hope that the boys will grow up to be courageous. The custom of decorating the inside of a house with a shield is also a vestige in this tradition. From the scroll of the hero of time, the hero's shield. The Master Sword. The legendary blade can only be wielded by the hero. In this era, it acts as the key to the seal of the sunken kingdom of Hyrule. Tetra. I like this. I like this shot here. You got Zelda down there. Look at that. That was an accident. How cool am I? How cool am I? The leader of the pirates, Tetra, possesses an under-yielding spirit. She grew up without knowing she was the Princess of Hyrule. Link receives the approval of the gods. Link's courage was recognized as she underwent the trials in the Tower of the Gods. He obtained the legendary blade known as the Master Sword in Hyrule, the kingdom sealed deep under the ocean. He challenged the Forsaken Fortress once again in an attempt to subjugate Ganondorf. However, the Master Sword lost his ability to repel evil. He was not able to wound Ganondorf even slightly, and the Demon King realized that Tetra was Princess Zelda. Link and Tetra barely managed to escape from the Forsaken Fortress with their lives. Hyrule Castle underwater. Princess Zelda is awakened by the Triforce of Wisdom. The King of Red Lions, aware of the situation, invited Link and Tetra to the Chamber of the Master Sword. There, he revealed his true form as the King of Hyrule. The fragment of the Triforce possessed by the King and the fragment possessed by Tetra united to form the Triforce of Wisdom. And Tetra awakened as Princess Zelda, the true heir to the Hyrule's royal family. Princess Zelda remained hidden in the Hyrule Castle, where Ganondorf's hand could not reach her. And Zelda's Awakening from Nico's picture show. This was really cool from I forget it was Spirit Tracks or Phantom Hourglass that did this, but it's really cool stuff. And an Ancient's Battle decorates the inside of Hyrule's castle. Within the walls of Hyrule Castle lies the bottom of the sea, such a statue that brings to mind the hero of time. The Master Sword also rests deep within. The images of Ganon and the 6 sages are depicted in the stained glass windows. The decoration in the chamber where the Master Sword rests and its pedestal bring to mind the sealing of Ganon by the sages of the hero of time. Yeah, it's a really cool room. Definitely check it out if you play the game. Let's see, that's Medley. The temples slumbering in Hyrule. The temples were sunk to the sea floor along with Hyrule, and there they continue to slumber. However, because their entrances sit atop of tall mountains, it is possible to access them from the ocean's surface in the era of the Great Sea. And there's Laruto, the sage that is a descendant of Medley. Yeah. Medley, a maiden of the Rito tribe, who later awakens as a sage, is an attendant of the guardian deity Valu. Her predecessor as sage of Earth was Laruto of the Zora tribe. The Sage of Wind, and the Makar and his descendant Fado. Ugh, I can never unsee Fado after that Game Grumps moment. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. This sage plays a violin. Makar of the Korok tribe plays the role of an accompanist in the Korok's annual ceremony. He will later awaken as a sage. His predecessor was Faro of the Kokiri tribe. Taking measures to suppress Ganondorf, the King of Red Lions directed Link to find the pieces of the Triforce of courage sunk beneath the sea. Because the sages Laruto and Fado have been killed by Ganondorf, Medley of the Rito tribe and Makar of the Korok tribe, in whose veins flowed the blood of the sages, headed for their respective temples. The prayers of the sages and the power to repel magic. The spirits of the previous sages, who had lost their lives at the hands of Ganondorf, awakened the new sages by playing special melodies on their instruments. Medley, the sage of earth, and Makar, the sage of wind, offer up their prayers to restore the power of magic to the evil Master Saul. I can't stop. Hopefully they use. Hopefully there's a second edition of this book that can use some Wind Waker HD screenshots. That would look great. The spirits that guard the pearl of the goddesses. Even after Land of Hyrule is sealed away, the guardian spirits of the three pearls of the goddesses remain. They are thought to be descended from Volvagia, the Deku Tree, and Jabu Jabu, spirits that existed during the era of the Hero of Time. Valu, the Deku Tree, and Jabu. The Hero of Winds. Upon witnessing the god's approval of the boy who manipulates the wind to fill the boat's sails using the Wind Waker, the King of Red Lion dubs Link the Hero of Winds. And that is a cool name. The Triforce, the divine power that Ganondorf previously failed to obtain. These sacred triangles grant the wishes of those who touch them. As Ganondorf has only succeeded in attaining the Triforce of Power, he needs to gather the Triforce of Wisdom and the Triforce of Courage. The birth of the Hero of Winds. Gathering the 8 fragments from the seabed, Link completed the Triforce of Courage, a crest that appeared on his left hand, and his courage was recognized to be genuine. However, once Link and the King of Red Lions returned to Hyrule Castle, they witnessed Ganondorf carrying off Princess Zelda right before their eyes. Princess Zelda is kidnapped from Nico Picture Show, and taking a stand against Ganondorf from the Nico Picture Show. The fateful decision to wish upon the Triforce. Princess Zelda, who bore the Crest of Wisdom, had been taken to Ganon's tower, which rested on the ocean floor in Hyrule. When Link arrived bearing the Crest of Courage, the 3 crests were united, and the Triforce took on its true form. Ganondorf, hoping to resurrect Hyrule and rule over it, reached out to touch the Triforce and settle his fate at last. Link and the Triforce of Courage, Princess Zelda and the Triforce of Wisdom. The Kokiri and Zora tribes take on new forms. Some of the peoples in the era of the Great Sea underwent drastic changes in form during the tumultuous eras of the past. The Kokiri now appear plant-like, having transformed to the Kokiri tribe, who spread greenery around the world with the spirit known as the Deku Tree. The Zora tribe, who now bear bird-like beaks, have transformed into the Rito. They grow their wings upon being blessed with one of the spirit Valu's scales. The Goron tribe has yet to undergo much change, but its members wander the earth as vagabonds. So yeah, there's a lot less Gorons and all. What I don't understand, and I still don't understand, I'm sure I question this every time I read this book, is why would in the era of the Great Sea, I get the scale thing, I do, but why would in the era of the Great Sea, Zora tribe turn to birds? Wouldn't it make more sense that they pretty much dominate the whole planet that's mostly made, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, the Korok tribe was cool, though. I'm pretty sure hearing once that the Kokiri tribe can't take any form, but yeah, you know. Ganondorf's desire. Ganondorf, obsessed with the idea of resurrecting Hyrule, the kingdom that had sunk to the bottom of the ocean, described the land's destruction by the gods. He spoke of the desert country in which he had raised, how the winds that swept across it brought death, and how he coveted the wind that blew over Hyrule. Was it the wind of Hyrule he felt in his final moments, or the wind of death? The showdown with Ganondorf from Nico Picture Show. They probably wanted to use more of these just to avoid low-res pictures like that. Again, though, gotta use that Wind Waker HD. The King in Hyrule. When the King of Hyrule looked back upon his reign, he was filled with regret, because, like Ganondorf, his yearning for the past bound him to Hyrule. He decided to disappear with his kingdom. As though asking for forgiveness of Link and the princess, he left behind his final words, "I have scattered the seeds of the future." That is a cool stained glass window. The Legend of Hyrule. The ancient kingdom fades away. Suddenly, the King of Hyrule appeared and touched the Triforce before Ganondorf was able to. In a sonorous voice, the king declared the wish, "Wash away this ancient land of Hyrule. Let a ray of hope shine on the future of the world." That was a cool scene. Ganondorf's final moments. Was it really worthwhile to ask the Triforce to destroy Hyrule in order to build a better future? Link and the princess, to whom the future had been entrusted, launched an attack on Ganondorf. What unfolded next was Hyrule's final battle. Ganondorf fell to the power of Princess Zelda's light arrows, and the ability to Link's blade to repel evil and turn into stone. As Hyrule began to fade away, the king helped Link and Princess Zelda escape to the surface in spite of Princess Zelda's entreaty to search for a new land together, and Link's outstretched hand. King Daphne's Hanson Hyrule chose to vanish along with his kingdom, going down with his ship. You gotta respect that. Confrontation with Ganondorf. More beautiful artwork. The curtain thus falls on this cycle of history, the sacred realm of Hyrule, and the struggle for the Triforce. So yes, Hyrule in this timeline no longer exists, and it's up to Link and Zelda to create a new Hyrule. How cool is that? Which brings us to the era of the Great Voyage, and this is the Wind Waker / Phantom Hourglass. Nico's The Pirate's Picture Show, so now we get some look into that. Nico, a member of Tetra's pirate gang, turns the ballad of Link and his friends to a picture show to tell the story of their adventures. Nico's Picture Show. The Ghost Ship. A ship surrounded by a thick fog, the stronghold of the evil Bellum. It sails the waters of the Ocean King. It drains the life force of those who approach it, the Ghost Ship. Tetra and the Pirates from Nico's Picture Show. The Great Voyage of Tetra, Link, and the Pirates. Hyrule vanished, and the pirates welcomed back Princess Zelda, who had once became Tetra the Pirate. Tetra, Link, and the pirates received a send-off from the people of the islands and set sail to the New World. You know, I'm sorry, I know I said this was a straight read-through, but it's really just occurred to me. I think in a literacy kind of analysis kind of way, I think it's really cool how Zelda did come Tetra after this long line of always name the princess as Zelda, and she still respects her place as the heir of Hyrule, but at the same time, this is a good way to make a physical representation of a new era, a new kingdom, where Zelda is more comfortable with a different name, you know? So that's pretty cool, like, yeah. The eerie ghost ship appears in the Ocean King's waters. Several months, this is Phantom Hourglass, just Phantom Hourglass, by the way. Several months after the departure, Zelda and the pirates found themselves in the waters where the ghost ship was rumored to appear. The area fell under the jurisdiction of a great spirit known as the Ocean King, but recently ships had begun disappearing. In order to ascertain the truth behind the rumors, Tetra boarded the ghost ship. When it appeared before them, only to be kidnapped. Link rushed to her aid, but was hurled into the depths of the ocean. The hero found himself washed ashore on the beach of Merkay Island. On the advice of an old man named Oshus, he departed in search of clues to the ghost ship's whereabouts. Tetra and Oshus. Tragedy in the waters of the Ocean King. The waters under the jurisdiction of the Ocean King are full of life force, the origin of power, which is the reason they attracted the attention of Bellum, who consumes it. When the spirit of power and the spirit of wisdom were sealed away, the Ocean King and the spirit of courage created alter egos and fled to the island. Though the power waters of the Ocean King exist in a different world from that of Tetra, Zelda, and the pirates, the crest of Hyrule's three gods can still be found in the Ocean King's temple. Because of this, it is highly possible that the waters of the Ocean King were created by the same gods as Hyrule. Very interesting. Bellum attacks from Nico's Picture Show. Faror's crest left behind on the Temple of the Ocean King. The Temple of the Ocean King. A temple dedicated to the worship of the Ocean King, who governs this region of the ocean. The temple is commandeered by Bellum, who uses offshoots of himself called phantoms to eject trespassers. A phantom. The Phantom Hourglass. The hourglass possesses the power to manipulate time. It is unnecessary to use it in order to pass through the temple of the Ocean King unharmed. The Phantom Hourglass. The spirit of power, wisdom, and courage. They may look like small fairies, but they possess great powers, such as the ability to sense evil. The fairy Celia, is actually the spirit of courage. The spirits. Adventure on the SS Lineback. Link befriended Celia, the fairy, that Oshus had taken in, and managed to obtain the cooperation of Captain Lineback. The three set sail on the SS Lineback, his ship. Using the Phantom Hourglass, Link managed to unlock the clues that swept within the Temple of the Ocean King bit by bit. He also rescued the spirits of power, wisdom, and courage. Link and Captain Linebeck. Linebeck's an awesome dude. The Ocean King and the evil Bellum. Borrowing the power of the spirits, Link successfully boarded the ghost ship. Inside, he discovered that Tetra had been turned to stone after Bellum drained her life force. Then, Oceus appeared and revealed his true identity as the Ocean King. Oh boy. The Ocean King recognized Link's courage and asked him to eradicate Bellum. Tetra turned to stone. The waters of the Ocean King. A great sea composed of 4 territories, it is a world located at the heart of the ocean, with no landmasses big enough to be called continents. Phantom Sword. Oceus added the power of the Phantom Hourglass to his sacred blade, which was forged from 3 carefully guarded pure metals, each found in a different region. The Phantom Sword. The 3 pure metals, which look a lot like Master Ore in Link Between Worlds. Captain Linebeck lives. The people Link meets in the waters of the Ocean King are inhabitants of another world, and cannot be encountered in Link's own. However, once Link returns to his own world, he seems to be able to make a shape of the SS Linebeck drifting in the distance. Captain Linebeck. The confrontation with the evil dream god Bellum. Link obtained the only weapon capable of defeating Bellum, the Phantom Sword. He then headed for the depths of the Temple of the Ocean King. Once he crushed Bellum, Tetra would return to normal. Link pressed his attack against Bellum once again and barely managed to escape with his life. Thanks to the courageous actions of Captain Linebeck, once the dust had cleared in the final battle, Link and his friends stood victorious. Bellum. It's a lot like Vadi. I'm realizing so much today. Well, it's a good thing to reread books like this, right? Escaping the waters of the Ocean King. Oceus regained his true form, and priests returned to the waters of the Ocean King. Link and Tetra bid a fond farewell to Oceus and the spirits, and found themselves back in their own world. However, despite the many days they had wandered during their adventures in the waters of the Ocean King, they returned to find only 10 minutes had passed. Ooh. The turmoil surrounding the ghost ship had come to a close, and Tetra, Link, and the pirates resumed their voyage in search of a new world. The people of the waters of the Ocean King. In addition to humans, Gorons, which look identical to the Gorons of Hyrule, and the Anuki tribe of the Isle of Forost, also inhabit the waters of the Ocean King. The spirits of the Cobble King and his knights also dwell on the island that houses the ruins of their ancient kingdom. The Anuki tribe, I'm just going to go with that, and the Goron tribe. Okay, I'm going to read this last page, and then we'll call it a day. The Tower of the Gods. The Demon King had been sealed in the tower by the gods in the distant past. The train tracks, which spiraled out from the tower, had to cover the land, drew the power to maintain the seal from the land's 4 temples. Sages from the Lamoko tribe were dispatched from the heavens to each of the 4 temples and the tower. The Tower of the Gods and Demon King. From the Ghost Pikachu show. Princess Zelda. The Princess Zelda spoken here is the 5th of our line, the great-great-grandchild of Tetra. Alfonso, awesome dude too, the engineer from Aboda Village. He's a descendant from Gonzo, one of Tetra's pirates. He used to serve the royal palace as a swordsman. Though his skill was great enough that people spoke of him as a legendary, he was wounded in a fight with Byron, also awesome dude. Discovering the continent and recreating Hyrule in the era of the Great Voyage. The Spirit Train runs on the Spirit Tracks. Continuing their journey, Link, Tetra, and the pirates at last come across a new continent. At the heart of the land sat at the structure called the Tower of Spirits, from which the Spirit Tracks spiraled out. Here, Tetra founded New Hyrule. Another history had begun to unfold. 100 years later, Spirit Tracks. The expansion of Hyrule Kingdom. Trains ran along the Spirit Tracks, and the kingdom developed a network of railroads. The castle was decorated with stained glass depicting Tetra the pirate, and the soldiers adopted the green uniforms as tribute to the Hero of Winds. Stained glass depicting Tetra. And we're now in the era of Hyrule's rebirth. The tracks begin to vanish. The engineers Link and Alfonso. 100 years after the country's founding, sections of the track began to disappear all over the land. The reigning Princess Zelda presented an engineer named Link with a soldier's uniform in order to slip out of the castle, and the two headed to the Tower of Spirits with Alfonso to investigate. The picture show of Nico, the storyteller. Nico, who arrived in the New World 100 years ago as one of Tetra's pirates, is still going strong in this era. He is affectionately nicknamed Old Man Nico. He lives with a boy named Link, who is identical in appearance to the hero of Winds, just so they not so they can use the models for story reasons. See, Nico passes on the legends surrounding the New World and the new hero adventures of Link, and the new adventures of Link in the form of a picture show. Link, Old Man Nico's picture show, the people of the Tower of the Gods, and the old man from the picture show. Old Man Nico's picture show, yes. And we are done for today. We will continue off. Actually, oh my goodness, should I read this? What's on the next page? Yeah, I should read this. Okay, we're going over today. I always underestimate how short the handheld games are. Byron, a member of the Lokomo tribe who studies under Anjin. He was not recognized by the gods. Seeking a power superior to that of the gods, he cooperated in the resurrection of the Demon King. Upon losing to Link, he realizes that he was being used by Chancellor Cole and agrees to help Princess Zelda. Anjin, one of the sages of the Lokomo tribe, who was sent to the surface world by the gods in the distant past. A friend of Tetra the pirate, she watches over the Tower of Spirits. Princess Zelda, now nothing more than a spirit. There's Byron and Chancellor Cole. Who's a bad guy? On their way to the Tower of Spirits, they concluded that Cole, the Chancellor of Hyrule Kingdom, was a creature of evil. Cole was attempting to resurrect Malladus, the Demon King who had been sealed in the Tower of Spirits. He planned to use the body of Princess Zelda as a vessel for Malladus. Princess Zelda was kidnapped by Cole's ally, Byron, and her spirit separated from her body. Link and the spirit of Princess Zelda received orders from Anjin the Sage at the Tower of Spirits. Princess Zelda's spirit. The changes in the Spirit Tower. With its tracks disappearing and the barrier lost, the Tower of Spirits was divided, and its guardians, the Phantoms, were possessed by demons. Princess Zelda was transformed into a Phantom Zelda by entering the armor of a Phantom, and with the cooperation of Link, she made for the top of the tower. However, in order to reach the top of the tower where the Demon King's spirit slept, the two would need to restore the barriers to the temples. Link and Phantom Zelda. And that was the thing people really loved about this game. This idea of Zelda being part of Link, and I think that could definitely happen again one day. Especially the Tetra-style Toon Zelda. I think that'd be really awesome. A map of the New World. New Hyrule is split into 5 regions, with the Hyrule's castle and the Tower of Spirits at its center, encircled by the Forest Realm, the Snow Realm, the Ocean Realm, the Fire Realm, and the Sand Realm. In the past, Tetra was aided by a man called Linebeck. From the existence of his grave, the descendant Linebeck III, it is possible to surmise that he made it to the New World as well. Linebeck III. The Spirit Flute. A mysterious flute passed down by each successive generation of Hylian princesses. It originally belonged to Anjin, who gave it to Tetra, who wanted it in order to build peace in the kingdom. The Dark Realm. Ooh, look at the demon train. He looks angry. A world covered by inky blackness, where demons made their nests. Malladus and Chancellor Cole use the demon train to travel to the furthest reaches of darkness, where the final battle unfolds. Malladus, a demon king, was sealed away in the Tower of the Gods. He took possession of Chancellor Cole after the Chancellor failed to turn Princess Zelda's body into a vessel, and was defeated by Link and his friends, the Spirit of Malladus. The restoration of the barriers. Link traveled the land on the spirit train that had once been stored in the tower. Using the spirit flute entrusted by him by Princess Zelda, Link borrowed the power of the realm's sages and restored the barriers to the temples. Once he reached the top of the tower, he found that Malladus, the Demon King, has been resurrected. In order to return Princess Zelda to her body, Link and his friends would need to enter the Dark Realm. Oh boy. Gage the Sage of Forest and Link. The suppression of Malladus. Following an intense battle with Malladus, Princess Zelda regained her physical form. The mysterious power of Princess Zelda, along with Link's courage, brought about by the end of Chancellor Colin Malladus. Once the kingdom had been freed from the menace of the Demon King, Anjin and the Lokomo tribe determined that people no longer required their protection and returned to the heavens. The land's care was entrusted to Princess Zelda, Link, and their friends, and Hyrule made great strides in its development. The suppression of Malladus, the Lokomo tribe returns to the heavens. Princess Zelda's triumphant return. The ancient realm was destroyed, and the wind guided the founders of Hyrule to a new land. Wherever this kingdom set off down another path. With the lineage of the gods not yet exhausted, who can say that the successive generations will bring? The story will continue to unfold, and I hope it does. And with that, we are done with the history of Hyrule. And man, you know, it's amazing how short the adult victory timeline is. Gotta work on that, Nintendo. So yes, my wire keeps going against them. Here is a 25th anniversary thing. I had a friend who had this 3DS. Very nice. I now have the new 3DS Zelda game, the Majora's Mask thing. It looks beautiful. The Legend of Zelda 25th Anniversary Edition. This is pretty much an advertisement. You know, you ever read a comic book and see the advertisement? It's pretty much the same idea, actually. Limited Edition 3DS, released via Nintendo Online. Its design features the crest of Hyrule at its center. This is a high-quality product. Playing cards. A set of playing cards featuring characters' designs from different eras. It was released for a 25th anniversary, but was not limited to a limited edition product. Yeah, this is really cool. I want to get one of those. Nintendo Private Card. Oh, Wii 3DS DSi. Oh my god, making me old. Especially the specially designed card that was released for a limited time. There were 3 versions: Ocarina of Time 3D, Skyward Sword, and a special illustration. That is actually an illustration from this book. Collective merchandise collection. Yes, that's what it is. These items were released for Legend of Zelda's 25th anniversary. Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddess, a new orchestral work, debuted in October 2011. They are still going strong. I'm actually planning on trying to get tickets for the closest location I can. It's gonna be I'm thinking it'll be difficult, but I need to get the money together. Which will probably screw me over, but you know. The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Collection. Yes, this was a Nintendo DSiWare version of the 4 Swords, which originally came packaged with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. The limited edition game was distributed for the Nintendo 3DS, DSi, and DSi XL till February 20th, 2012. I did pick this up, and I have it on my 3DS to this day. And when we will continue with the creative footprints, documenting 25 years of artwork. This will probably be a really fast section of the book. But I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. We're pretty much done with the long part of this book. I'll probably need just a couple more videos. It's a lot quicker, this series, because I don't have to take so much time trying to describe pictures or reading. Not reading the description of the pictures helped a lot. So yeah. With that, I went over the time a little bit, but that's okay. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Billy, your video game analyzer. Have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next time.